last week of the regular season here at Princeton High School as the Mason Comets are taking on the Princeton Vikings, and a lot is on the line. It should be an exciting contest as both of these teams are fighting for the second place in the GMC and potentially the fourth seed in the playoffs. I'm Adam Little, joined by my partner for tonight's broadcast, Andrew Little. And Andrew, how crucial is tonight's matchup, and what are you looking forward to?
Yeah, Adam, and you just said it. Both these two teams fighting for second place in the GMC and the fourth spot in the playoffs. Both teams right now 7-1 in the conference, both with a loss coming to Lakota West. And the Comets currently at the 7th seed in the playoffs bracket, and then Princeton the 4th seed, but Mason will hop Princeton up that spot if they win this game. So massive playoff implications, and both these teams riding off of a lot of momentum, so it should be a good contest.
And last season Princeton beat Mason pretty convincingly, 37-14. Andrew, how do the Comets have to adjust to avoid what happened last year?
Yeah, well, the big thing with the Comets this year is that their defense has been one of the best in the conference, so they haven't given up 37 points except for their one loss to Lakota West. So obviously you need to avoid that and get out early, because last year Princeton had a couple big plays, jumped out to a lead, and that was kind of the end of the game.
And speaking of stellar defenses, let's talk about this Princeton defense. They have 4 shutouts on the year so far. Week 2 against Coleraine, Week 3 against Lakota East, Week 4 against Hamilton, and Week 7 against Oak Hills.
Yeah, and they're led by their star linebacker, Breon Ishmael. He's 11th in the GMC in tackles, 5th in the GMC in tackles for loss. But the big news came today. He got an offer from Michigan, and he's got offers from a lot of teams as a receiver in college, Tennessee being one of those. But Michigan looking at him as a defensive player, which I think is something that interests him. So he's a guy to watch today.
And it should be an exciting matchup here at Princeton High School. And we're going to head to a quick break. And stay tuned as the Mason Comets taking on the Princeton Vikings.
Hello everyone and welcome to ICRC-TV Sports. That's going to be a ball game. Princeton takes the match.
Shot, goal! Brings a tackle at the 10-yard line. Touchdown, Vikings!
Hello everyone and welcome to ICRC-TV Sports.
Three-pointer. Got it! In for the Comets score. Win! Comets win! Yeah!
When I first saw Turtle, my heart was full. Now anything but lonely.
We have this deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with Turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a little bit of a lot of things,
but they're all pure
love.
On air or online, this is media for your community. This is ICRC-TV.
And welcome back here to Princeton High School. A huge GMC matchup between the Comets and the Vikings. Comets sitting at 7-2 overall on the season. Princeton at 8-1. Both teams only have one GMC loss. We talked about just a little bit earlier, but Andrew, this game has huge playoff implications.
Absolutely, and we mentioned earlier, Princeton right now 4th in the playoff rankings in Southwest Ohio. The Comets are 7th, but that would flip-flop if the Comets are able to pull off the win today. So a lot riding on this game, and
it definitely should be a great matchup. The Vikings are starting to trot out onto the field.
Kicking off for the Vikings, number 48, Will Oliver.
Will Oliver back to kick for Princeton. He's been taking most of their duties all year long. And back for the Comets, it's going to be Sean Krugerberg and J.C. Deaton. Sean Kriegerberg, he's been showing off his kickoff return skills all year long.
So last game, the Comets had a big win, 30-7 over Fairfield. Princeton played them week 6 and won that game 28-14. So the Comets, you know, kind of had an upset win last week, looking to repeat that magic today in Princeton.
And we are now off here for Princeton High School. This one booted away to Sean Kriegerberg as he fields it at the 10-yard line. And he's going towards the left side of the field. He's got a big opening past the 40, almost to midfield, as he's going to be taken out of bounds at the 45-yard line. So a great start for the Mason Comets. And they're going to have some nice field position, Andrew.
Yeah, and the Comets getting field position early there is absolutely massive. And the key for them today is going to be getting out early and running the ball, because Princeton's offense, they can take any play to the touchdown with their explosive passing game, as well as their two-headed monster at running back. So the Comets really need to control the possession, and now starting the ball very close to midfield. It's going to help take some pressure off of Larson Brown in the offense.
Tay Hibbett is the back for the Comets. They've been having a nice committee with Nick Sailors, but it's going to be Tay Hibbett starting off. He's going to take the opening handoff. He's not able to find much room. He's going to pick up 3 yards.
Yeah, and Hibbett, you know, the Comets have been riding with the hot hand at running back all season long. Hibbett was the predominant starter earlier on the year. The last few weeks, Nick Sailors has absolutely caught fire. 8 touchdowns in the last 2 games. But they'd love to get both of those guys going today, especially against this really talented Princeton defense that right now is the 3rd-ranked defense in the GMC in points allowed.
As Brown hands it off to Hibbett, but there's going to be a fumble on the field. I believe the Comets are going to fall back on top of it, but definitely not the offensive start they were hoping for after getting that beautiful field position. They now have the ball at their own 49-yard line as Hibbett's going to check out of the game.
Yeah, and we're going to see here, he just never takes control of that handoff, and that's been a bit of an issue for the sophomore this year. If you can point to one, is ball control, and it's mostly just on those handoffs. It's something they expect him to grow with. You know, only a sophomore, but hurts him on this possession.
Brown's in the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers this time. Takes a snap, looking for the screen pass. He's going to find Nick Sailors. Nick Sailors, he's got a lot of green grass ahead of him. He's going to take a big hit out of bounds as they are now in Viking territory.
Yeah, and there's the man for the Comets, Nick Sailors. Game plan for today, feed him the rock, and we see here they throw the screen pass. Sailors turns upfield immediately and able to scurry for the 1st down. Big time conversion there. You know, when you get the ball around midfield, you have to convert and get into scoring position. So now, much better spot offensively.
Comets sitting at the Viking 38-yard line now. As Brown's in the shotgun, he's got 4 receivers. So he takes a snap, looking towards the left side of the field. And that ball just out of the hands of his target, Jack Ryder.
Yeah, and there, a good pass breakup from the Princeton DB Eris Rosemond, sophomore cornerback. And last week, Jack Ryder was facing off against Josiah Jackson for Fairfield, the West Virginia commit. He had a tough time. Didn't get involved as much as he would like to. No Braden Greer last week either. So this Comet passing game would like to get going today.
Brown takes a snap and it's going to be handed off to Sailors, but he's going to be absolutely bombarded behind the line of scrimmage by a swarm of Princeton defenders. They're going to say P.J. Nelson was the lead guy there.
Yeah, and Sailors gets blown up there. We'll get a replay here. He takes it just immediately. P.J. Nelson does a great job getting through that gap and then tackling Sailors just as he takes that handoff. Great burst off the line from Nelson. Sets up the 3rd and long.
Brown rolling to his right on 3rd down. So he's looking to find his target, Adlita. That one's going to be incomplete. 4th down for the Comets.
So now the Comets gonna have to punt it, and a disappointing end to this first drive where they got the ball around midfield. One of the keys today was to get out early, kind of try to take control of the pace of the game, and that's not a good start. And a great punt for Krukenberg. The Comets nearly picked that one up as it hits the hand of the return man. That's Zion Mason. So Princeton going to start backed up inside their own 10-yard line.
It's Princeton pinned back deep into Mason territory as they're trotting out to the field, led by their quarterback, R.J. West, the senior. He's making a big impact all season, second in the GMC in passing yards. So he takes a snap. He's going to hand it off. That's going to be a fumble.
There's a fumble on the play. Recovered by the Vikings.
That one's going to be recovered by the Vikings. Trying to hand it off to DeAndre Rutherford, but he was absolutely stuffed by Bryce Falk right at the line.
Yeah, and Bryce Falk, quick off the line here, sheds his block. And it looked like a bit of a play action there, and Falk bites the run, but he blows up the play so much that forces the fumble. And again, right there.
Bryce Falk with the safety for the Comets as they're going to get out to the early. Or they're going to mark him down to 1, excuse me. But great start from Bryce Falk.
Yeah, Bryce Falk, so impactful on these first few plays. And that's what they need, their defensive leader, team captain. He's been one of the best defensive linemen in the conference. That's looking like it's going to continue, but Comet jumps off sides.
There's a flag on the play.
And that's going to take back everything Bryce Falk just worked so hard for.
And that right there is a killer. You were at the 1-yard line. You could potentially force a safety right there. Now gives Princeton a little bit of room, 3rd and 13, and not just opening up the field, but opens up the playbook a little bit. Now you can pass it a little bit more comfortably.
West is going to take that one, and he finds his receiver, but I believe he's going to be marked right around the line. Let's see if they give it to him. And they're going to move the chains. That one going to be to Dorian Williams. We'll take a look at the replay here.
Gets the ball out quickly and brought down right around the first down marker. Almost looked short on our replay there, but close. They gave him the first.
West again in the shotgun, takes a snap. That one going to be handed off to Rutherford. Rutherford's not going to be able to pick up much, maybe a yard.
And Rutherford is one half of this two-headed monster running back, along with the sophomore Tarantino, Brown, Freeman. Both these guys, top 10 in the GMC in rushing yards. So they're a big part of this Princeton offense. And R.J. West also adds a rushing element on his own. He's got over 500 rushing yards on the year.
It's 2 straight weeks now the Comets have faced a dual-threat quarterback last week, Talon Fisher with Fairfield. It's West in the shotgun. It's going to be a screen pass batted down by Bryce Falk. And Bryce Falk, Andrew, he's had himself a game so far on this first drive.
Yeah, this has been the perfect start for Bryce Falk. Forced the fumble on the first play, then a tackle for loss, nearly forced a safety, and right there, that's the pass down, setting up 3rd and 10. So this is exactly what they need. He's getting the Comets a lot of momentum.
3rd and 10 for the Vikings as West in the shotgun looking towards the right side of the field, but that one way off.
He did it again. And we might get to see a replay here, but it looked like Bryce Falk knocked that pass down again. His impact so far cannot be overstated. Unbelievable start for Bryce Falk and the Comet D-line, forcing Princeton Vikings to punt.
This Comet defensive line, they've been wreaking havoc all year long. The 2nd-ranked GMC defense in the GMC for points allowed. And with that defense is going to turn into another great start of field position as Sean Krugerberg lined up right around the 50 to return this punt. He takes it, shakes free from one Princeton defender, but he's going to be brought down at the 41-yard line inside of Viking territory.
So the Comets definitely winning the field position battle right now, and that's so crucial. Last week, before they really pulled away against Fairfield, they were winning the field possession game, and that was crucial for them. The Comets, they're not necessarily an explosive offense. They more like to have these little short plays against you, just kind of break down a defense, and that certainly is conducive when you have only 40 yards to go.
The Comets breaking the huddle. They only had really that one big play was the screen pass from Nick Sailors. The only really thing that got them going on their first drive. They're hoping to bounce back. Strong showing from the Viking defense. There's a shift from the Mason tight ends. Brown under center. Takes a snap, hands it off to Hibbett. And Hibbett's going to push forward for 4 yards on the first carry.
And the Princeton D-line got in the backfield right away right there. But Tay Hibbett doesn't panic, able to find a gap, and then falls forward and picks up a decent gain right there. Certainly will take 2nd and 6 because that could have been a loss right there.
That's going to be Travis Lawrence with the tackle. In Princeton, they've got 3 stellar linebackers. And, you know, the guy that was just offered by Michigan, Breon Ishmael, Travis Lawrence, and P.J. Nelson. As Brown takes the snap, hands it off to Tay Hibbett again. Hibbett pushing forward near a first down. Looks like he's going to be just short. But a 3rd and 1 opportunity now for the Comets.
Yeah, so now 3rd and 1. We'll see if they keep Hibbett in the game or if they opt to put Sailors. We see this replay. Hibbett following the blocks from his tight ends and pushes forward there. Nearly gets the first down. 3rd and short. And yeah, Hibbett comes off the field. So Nick Sailors has more been their short yardage back.
Yeah.
I'd expect him to get the ball right here.
And I think that's definitely the smart play from the Comets. Sailors, explosive last 2 weeks. He's had 8 touchdowns over the past 2 games. Hoping to make a big play here as he takes the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Sailors, and Sailors chugs forward for an easy first down.
And the Comets are moving the ball pretty well against Princeton right now, who is stacking the box. They've got 8 defenders in the box on almost every play, and that's going to set up some play action later on the line. We'll see how the Comet offense utilizes that, especially without their top down the field threat, Braden Greer. But if you're able to, get 3-4 yards a carry against this front 7, you're certainly going to be happy with that.
So first down now for the Comets, 5:22 left in this first quarter. Brown takes a handoff, he's going to hand it off to Sailors, and Sailors pushes forward for 2 yards.
And Lawrence right there, kind of playing in an overhang role, is able to bring down Sailors going downhill, and that's what these linebackers have excelled at so far. Coming downhill, wrapping up immediately, making the safe tackle, not giving the Comets any room.
And the Vikings definitely have the size advantage over the Comets. But a great effort so far from the Mason offensive line pushing forward, trying to let their 2 running backs get 3 to 4 yards every carry. This one's going to be Hibbett in the backfield, but there's going to be a flag on the field. It's going to be an offsides on Princeton.
And Princeton, they've got a unique defense right here, kind of a multiple front, more a 3-4 base, but their linebackers are pretty versatile with Ishmael and then Nelson, as we've talked about, and Bowers. But Ishmael, there's a reason that he's got offered by Michigan as a defensive guy. 6'4", 220 pounds. There's some recruiting sites that have him at 6'5", 6'6". He's got a lot of size. So those athletic traits are really intriguing as an outside linebacker, and Princeton has definitely used that to their advantage.
And Mason is going to end up calling their first timeout of the first half, so that they weren't lined up in the way they wanted. But again, Comets, no big plays so far, but they've been able to push themselves down the field. Currently sitting in pretty nice field position, the 27-yard line. Is Coach Castor. Calls his team together to take a breather and get set back on offense.
And the Comets right now just been playing sound football, running the ball, and just getting these small chunk plays. That's what they want to keep doing. So now we're going to go back to last possession here as Bryce Falk brought down quarterback R.J. West, and they called this not a safety. They said that he was down at the 1 thanks to forward progress. And right there definitely didn't look like a safety, but Princeton Princeton lucked out there. The Comets did end up getting the ball. Pretty good field position from a punt on that drive.
We'll
I
see
think
if
they would have
those-
liked the points.
Yeah, we'll see if those 2 points come back later in the game as Brown takes a handoff over to Nick Sailors. Sailors pushing forward. He's going to mark just short of a first down.
And Princeton is winning at the line of scrimmage right now. You can see the Vikings defensive line is getting through almost immediately. And right now Sailors and Hibbett are doing a good job navigating the blocks to just find some space and pick up any yardage they can. And we're going to have another 3rd and short. Last time they handed it off to Sailors and he was able to run through the gap for the first down. But we'll see if he has success again.
Take a look at some of the leaders on this defense for Princeton. C.J. Coleman, the 258-pound junior. As Brown takes a shotgun over to Sailors. We'll see where they officially mark him. He's right at the line. And they're going to say it was a first down, so Sailors got just enough.
So the Comets, get their kind of the first call to go their way so far. Right here, as this is going to be a close one. Sailors just falls forward. And he's met by a lot of Princeton Vikings defenders, but falls down, gets the first down. So now, Comets in the red zone. First down. Not just looking for 3 here. They need a touchdown, especially with the way this Princeton offense has been playing in recent weeks, scoring 40 points in each of their last 3 showings.
2 receiver set for Mason. It's Brown's in the shotgun. Takes a snap. It's going to be a fake handoff in the play action. He's looking for a screen pass, but that one's going to be knocked away. Recovered by the Vikings. That's Breon Ishmael, as he has a lot of green grass ahead of him, as it looks like it's going to be a touchdown for Princeton. Breon Ishmael with the touchdown. There is a flag on the field, but we'll wait to see the call.
And that flag likely going to be on their return. So Princeton's still going to keep this ball. And what a change of momentum. A lot of pressure on Larson Brown, and just loses the football. Nobody from the Comets was near.
The fumble will stand, but there is a flag on the field. It's going to be a block in the back against the Vikings. So the touchdown will be able to
replay, and play action just met and swatted down by number 97, C.J. Coleman. Adam, you just mentioned him, the junior. Swats the ball away. Larson Brown loses it. Picked up by Ishmael, and they get a block in the back on Chaz Cole, the free safety. So that's going to help the Comets, or at least take away some of the hurt.
And after the play, I believe there was an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
And that hurts. Princeton, you have a game-changing turnover right there. The block in the back penalty definitely hurts, but you can take that a little bit. Then you have an unsportsmanlike penalty right there, and that's just those avoidable mistakes that set you back now about the 30-yard line. The Comets have it. If their defense can hold up the way they did last drive, Princeton, not only are they not going to get points, but they're going to give the Comets back the football back with decent field position, and they had a chance to just pin them back before that penalty.
And even if they wouldn't have scored on that drive, definitely in field goal position, so definitely going to be a killer for the Comets. As West takes the snap, there's a flag on the play. It's going to be a false start from the Vikings.
So 3 straight penalties for Princeton, and discipline. A little bit of a question right now. Princeton probably the more talented team. They believe they're the more talented team, but discipline can be kind of an equalizer. And the Comets winning in that department right now. Definitely a little anxious after that turnover.
Man in motion for Princeton, but it's going to be a handoff down the middle to DeAndre Rutherford. Rutherford, he's going to pick up 7 yards on the carry. With that penalty, still going to be 2nd and long.
Now late in the first quarter, Princeton having the ball. They're going to try to get this run game going. They weren't able to on their first drive. Bryce Falk was causing havoc in the backfield.
As West takes a shot, he's looking for his running back. It's going to be a screen pass to Rutherford. Rutherford makes a man miss, but he's going to be brought down eventually by a few Comets. That time it's Jake Bates and Aaron Spears, but a big pickup for the Vikings as they are near midfield at the 49-yard line.
Yeah, and he did not want to go down. Shed off a couple Comet tackles. A big first down there, and they're going to be around midfield.
Is that one going to be given to Tarantino Brown Freeman? Able to pick up 2 yards on that carry.
And Brown Freeman, the other one of their running backs that they want to get involved, the sophomore. Getting both of those guys going is going to be critical for the offense.
West takes a shotgun pass, handed off to Brown Freeman.
Jake Bates, Weston Simmons there. Able to wrap up Brown Freeman for right at the line of scrimmage. Princeton, hurry up.
Princeton, they are definitely the faster team out of these two, looking to implement that speed game as West trying to catch the Comets off guard. But Mason staying disciplined. 3rd and 7 at the Comet 48-yard line now as West takes a shotgun snap, looking towards the middle of the field, and that one in and out of the hands of Dorian Williams. Couldn't have placed that one any better. That one just falls right through the hands of Williams. We're going to take a look at a quick replay here. You can see beautiful pass from West as that one just drops out of the hands of Dorian Williams. So back to punt for Princeton. Jordan Houston as he boots that one away, trying to pin the Comets back in Viking territories. It's going to be a fair catch at the 11-yard line. Sean Krugerberg.
So Princeton not able to convert points off of that turnover they got, but able to pin the Comets pretty deep. Now going to put some pressure on the offense. Larson Brown, Nick Sailors, who were putting together a great drive before that fumble.
Yeah, definitely, and the Comets again, no really big plays, but just kind of slowly, kind of pounding it down Princeton's throat. They haven't been able to convert that into points yet. That's definitely the Comets' game plan, trying to keep the ball out of the electric Princeton offense's hand. Brown takes that snap, handed off to Tay Hibbett. He's going to be stopped behind the line by a swarm of Viking defenders for a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, and right there, that's Princeton. Their D-line just winning in the trenches yet again. The Comet running backs not able to get a lot of space off the line. It's making things difficult.
Clock's ticking down here towards the end of the first quarter, just under 10 seconds left.
Yes.
The Comets going to take this one into the break. So after the first quarter, we've got a tie ball game here at Princeton High School. Mason Comets 0, Princeton Vikings 0.
On air or online, this is media for your community. This is ICRC-TV.
Coffee first, then I have to get those agendas out.
Lasagna tonight, chicken tomorrow. Do we still have potatoes?
Matthew's got a baseball practice at 6.
I should really do laundry tonight.
People with jobs, with families, with someplace to be. Let's help each other by safely sharing the road. Tri-State Trails, connecting what moves us.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we are back here at Princeton High School. It's a tie ball game here. It's been a defensive battle. Both offenses struggling to get anything started. Princeton, they had that big fumble from Larson Brown, but they were not able to convert offensively.
Yeah, and the Comets, right? They had 17 rushing yards there, but
the Comets have possession inside of the Viking 10-yard line. Tay Hibbett was stuffed at the end of the first quarter behind the line, so 2nd and 12. As Brown's in the shotgun, 2 receiver set. That one's going to be a handoff to Hibbett, and again, swarmed behind the line for a 3-yard loss.
Again, it was C.J. Coleman. He was the one that forced the fumble on Larson Brown last quarter, and there makes a stop. He's been dominant on the D-line so far, and he's a big reason why the Comets are averaging less than 2 yards a carry. They ran the ball 10 times in the first quarter, only got 17 yards. There, they just lost another one.
As Hibbett checks out of the game, Nick Sailors is going to be the back for the 3rd and long. So 3rd and 13. 3 receivers. Brown, play action pass, looking towards the middle of the field, and that one in and out of the hands of Braden Greer.
Greer wanted a flag there. Doesn't get it. Good coverage on Comets. Gonna have to punt. Vikings gonna get some good field position.
Take a quick look.
Brown delivers a good ball to Greer, leads him, but just tight coverage. Maybe a little bit of grabbing, but
yeah, I do think that was a clean play. Great coverage from the Vikings.
Some physical man coverage there. And Braden Greer, we weren't sure if he was going to be able to suit up today, dealing with a hamstring injury. It caused him to miss last week, but he is healthy today.
Krugerberg boots that away. Not one of his stronger punts, but it takes a nice bounce. Recovered from Vikings. He's going to be taken down inside of Comet territory at the 38-yard line. It's a great field position for the Vikings.
Yeah, and Princeton has not had the start offensively that they wanted. They got one big chunk play off of a pass to their running back, Rutherford. But other than that, they've kind of been stuffed. Bryce Falk's been fantastic so far. Princeton now has a great chance to get the offense going inside Comet territory. Let's see what.
That one going to be handed off to Brown Freeman. He's going to pick up about 6 yards on the carry.
And right now, Princeton using these guys pretty evenly. Brown Freeman and Rutherford, they're 2 running backs, and both having moderate success there. Gets 5 yards.
Princeton picking the pace up. As Young hands that one off to Brown Freeman again. That's going to be just around the first down marker. I believe he's going to be just short. So 3rd and inches now for the Vikings at the Comets 28.
And Princeton wants to get their running game going so they can set up the play action pass. And that's where they get their big chunk passes to their star wide receiver, Riley Woods. He had a bunch of those last week against Sycamore. He's one of the GMC's leading receivers.
Man in motion now is West. He's going to take it himself, but it's going to be a screen pass. It looks like it was an RPO there from Princeton. As RJ West takes it himself, tries to throw the screen pass. It's going to be incomplete. 4th and 1, but very likely that Princeton is going to stay on the field.
And again, I got to credit Bryce Falk there. Read that play perfectly. Stayed with West the entire way. And then West feeling the pressure. Threw it a little short.
Very interesting to see. RJ Young checks out of the game. And it's going to be Breon Ishmael in the backfield as well with Brown Freeman. But Brown Freeman takes it himself, and he's pushing forward. And that Princeton line continues to push forward for a first down and way more.
Yeah, Princeton just got a huge gain there. And their offensive linemen, the big boys up front, just dominating the Comets with Brown.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
On air or online, this is media for your community. This is ICRC-TV.
There's no better feeling than to be a part of a fire department. This is a family.
Police officer, it's a great job. It really is. You never know what you're going to get. You never know who you're going to help.
We're forgetting what's going on outside. We're focusing on what's going on in here, and we're all family.
This idea of a family academy, connecting families to talk about relevant issues.
Unbelievable. Milford has stormed all the way back in this football game. The Warriors in the state finals! State finals! Ohio Wesleyan, here we come!
And it's up to every one of you all to keep this going and carry the torch. I hope you will do that. Thank you.
ICRC-TV.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, waiting for the lights to reset. We have to reset the lights. Just go with us. Go with us. It's good weather, so enjoy.
They're still alive, right? They didn't disconnect the internet, right? Okay.
open receiver can put the ball on the money. Jackets pick this one up in great field position. And they're going to take over with 4:47 left in the first half at the 47-yard line.
Updated scores from around the city.
You know, Luke, on the last Yellow Jacket possession, you asked me about defending the run game and, dialing up some blitzes before we were so rudely interrupted by the phenomenal interception by Mr. Morgan and then the touchdown by Dorston. But I think it's a timely manner in which you dial up those blitzes, because if you send guys screaming off the edge when you have weapons like McFarland on the field, that can get you in a lot of trouble. So we'll see when Coach Leone decides to dial those up.
McGowan steps up. He has a lot of green ahead of him. He picks up about 17 on the QB keeper. Taylor offense only has 7 points right now, Will, but their average yards per play is well over 6.5.
And I think it's just a matter of, we saw in their first possession, a little bit unlucky on the receiver drop resulting in an interception. And then in the last play that they had on offense before the run was a blown up screen that the Morgan man got to. So I think it's just an issue we talked about at the top, interceptions. McGowan already has 2 in this game. Not necessarily his fault, I don't want to say, on either of those, but they're giving up possession after having great offense. So we'll see what happens.
The ball popped loose there thanks to Lawson Wade. The absolute force in the middle of the Warriors' defensive line. Good stop there considering Marymount is showing some improvement against James Royalty and the Jackets' run offense. Well, I think I'm just going to keep going back to it all night. The quarterback battle is one of ICRC's keys to the game. Dorston struck first. McGowan kind of said, it takes 2 to tango here with that throw to McFarland, and then David Dorston. That might be the play, not just of the night, but maybe the throw of the year from number 10. Here's McFarland coming across the near sideline. Ran out of bounds by Mark Morgan. He's going to be short of the sticks.
McFarland takes a quick pitch pass of about 7 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 3.
This is a big 3rd down, Will. What do you think the Jackets offense dials up here?
We got 3rd and 4 here. I know it's not the most conventional call, but with the success they've had with the Royalty on the ground, I would love to see some power football up the middle and let your star running back go to work, but we'll see what they do.
They're not going to run it. I'm surprised by that decision, but it works out. McGowan throws a strike to DJ Handy. Picks up the first down.
Parents of the seniors that are going to be recognized at halftime make their way down to the track. Parents of seniors you recognize at halftime.
You guys are just tuning in. We've mentioned that tonight is senior night at Kusel Stadium. We're going to keep the cameras rolling throughout halftime. If you would like to see this.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your cooperation in dealing with the situation.
And welcome back to Princeton High School. A little bit of unexpected events just happened. The lights went off here at the stadium. Andrew and I, we've watched a lot of football games in our career, and growing up with our dad as a football coach, been to a lot of high school football games, but never before have I seen the lights go off during the middle of the game. But they're back up and rolling now, and we're ready to keep this game rolling.
Yeah, the closest I can remember is the Super Bowl about 10 years ago, but I was in a dome and I was at halftime, so this is kind of unprecedented territory here. But we'll see how this affects both teams. Princeton had a lot of momentum. They've got the ball right now in the red zone, but stalled for at least 15 minutes right there, so
here's the situation.
Had to re-warm up and everything.
1st and 10.
An opportunity for the Common defense now.
1st and 10.
So Princeton has the ball just outside of the red zone, as that one going to be stuffed by Nick Sailors. Tino Brown Freeman couldn't get anything out of it. It's a big loss.
And Nick Sailors, offensive weapon, as we talked about at the running back position, but they also use him as a defender, and he has some violent hits, and right there, just pile drives. The running back forces the stop, 4-yard loss.
West in the shotgun looking towards the sideline. Trip set on the right, very condensed set. We got a man in motion. That one going to be handed off to Riley Woods, and Riley Woods mainly plays as that lead receiver role for Princeton. Takes the jet sweep there.
And Riley Woods is a guy that I was expecting to say his name a lot earlier than now. He's got 495 yards and 7 touchdowns on the year. Second in the GMC, both of those. He's been incredible for Princeton. Last week had 158 yards and 3 touchdowns against Sycamore, and there finally gets his first touch.
So 3rd and 8 now for the Vikings inside Comets red zone. West takes a snap. He's going to find his man. I believe it is Riley Woods. He's going to be marked just short of a first down.
So interesting to see here if Princeton's going to opt to take the points with a field goal or go for it. Last time they were in a 4th and short situation, they took their quarterback West out, switched some guys in, and they're going to do that again. They got it last time. So now Wildcat formation coming up. They've got Breon Ishmael, their star linebacker, out there.
Exactly, you know, last time when they put their big guys in, 20-yard gain on 4th down. Is they're going to try it again? High snap, and he's going to be tripped up behind the line. First touch by Jake Bates, and that is a huge momentum shift for the Comets. They lost all that momentum after the fumble from Larson Brown, but the goal, 4th down stand. We're going to take a look at the replay here. Just a high snap.
High snap, and Tino Brown-Freeman falls down, and that kills the play. Missed opportunity from Princeton, but the Comets just caught a huge break. Last time the Vikings ran that play, Tino Brown-Freeman ran for a huge gain, set them up in the red zone, but right there, no success. Comets get the ball back.
Very lucky there, as you know, it looks like Brown-Freeman had a lot of space if he it wasn't a bad snap. As Brown's now in the shotgun formation, takes it, fake handoff to Hibbett. Looking, he finds Greer on the screen pass. Looks like potentially a big hit from
P.J. Nelson. Oh my. There's the wood right there on Braden Greer. He's coming back from a hamstring injury. That one's going to hurt. Nelson has to go off the field now because his helmet came off. But let's get another look at this hit.
And what I was going to say, it looks like Braden Greer might have been grabbed by the face mask right here, but then, boom, the big hit from P.J. Nelson.
Got annihilated, and Greer did a nice job evading some tackles there, but didn't matter. Able to pick up a few yards, though.
2nd and 6 now for Mason. Hibbett is the running back. Kaler in motion. Brown takes a handoff, hands it off to Hibbett, and Hibbett tackled right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe he's going to pick up a yard for 3rd and 5.
And yeah, the Princeton defense right now doing a great job adjusting. The Comets love to utilize motion and try to create mismatches for themselves, but Princeton, with their multiple versatile defensive scheme, are able to it's kind of like a chess match. The Comets move 2 of their guys. Princeton's going to follow up. They've been running a lot of man coverage today, and it's been to their success.
So very unexpected. I think coming in this game, you know, Princeton, electric offense, and it kind of shocked we don't have any points on the board so far, you know, in the first half. So 3rd and 5, Brown in the shotgun. He's going to hand it off to Sailors. Sailors, it's going to be met immediately once he takes a handoff. He's going to pick up nothing on the run.
Comets right there. Threw it. First down, picked up a few yards, then run the next 2 plays, get nothing, forced to punt.
And the Comets, they had some success, you know, on the screen pass on the first drive of the game. A little bit surprised they didn't run one of those there on 3rd down, but Krugerberg back to punt. That one almost blocked, but he boots it away. And the tackle there for Mason, it's going to be Nathan Werner. There is a flag on the field, but a great job by Werner, the senior defensive back, wrapping him up.
And the officials signal holding. Interesting right there on a kickoff.
The flag is against the Vikings, holding against the Vikings.
Mason hardly had any time to even run with it, but Princeton holds, and now they're going to be moved back even more. But yeah, great punt there from Krukenberg. So the Vikings could have had great field position there, now going to start And a little bit more of a manageable spot for the Comet defense that's been stellar so far.
Princeton offense, they've been struggling so far. You know, they've been putting up big numbers all year long.
First down for the Vikings.
Week 1, they scored 61 points. But West takes a snap. Gonna hand that one off to Rutherford. Rutherford gonna be stopped right at the line of scrimmage though. 2nd and 10.
And the Comet defense not fooled by that play as they were swarmed Rutherford. I think Weston Simmons and Kai Wolfwood were the ones that got there. Rutherford only picks up a yard.
West again in the shotgun, trips formation to the right. A lot of receivers in. West drops back, looking towards the right side of the field, evading pressure. He's going to take it himself and slide down. Just short of a first down for a 3rd and 2. Jake Bates was closest Comet to him.
Yeah, and here this is where R.J. West, his dual threat ability comes into play, senses the pressure, but able to get out and scramble, starts to slide just in front of the first down marker, so we'll be 3rd and short. And that right there.
They're going to mark a 3rd and 1, but still very spread out offense for the Vikings. Man in motion, but it's going to be a handoff to Robinson, but he's stuffed by the Mason defense for a 2-yard loss. Huge stop by the Comets. First man out of that pile, Caden Davis.
Yeah, Bryce Volk and Aaron Spears pushed through the offensive line right away, got to Rutherford, forced the loss.
So that's going to force the Vikings to punt, and again, unsuccessful offensively. They haven't gotten anything started. Back to return, Sean Krugerberg, but a very shallow punt. That one's going to drop right at his feet, and Krugerberg is going to let that one be touched down by the Vikings at the 30-yard line. So Mason taking over 1st and 10.
Who would have thought, you know, almost at the end of the 2nd quarter, we'd be watching a Princeton game where it scores 0-0, and that's just a testament to how well both of these defenses have played. But a lot of credit to the Comets. They're facing off against the highest powered offense in the GMC. They're doing a great job, especially that D-line, just dominating.
Comets have it at the 30-yard line now. Brown in the shotgun with 4 receivers. Screen pass. That one to Jack Ryder is able to pick up about 3 yards.
And Princeton just read that play perfectly. The Comets, honestly, right there, we're lucky to not get a turnover. It looked like there were a couple DBs that could have broke on that ball. So they're happy with just 1 yard. The screen pass has been okay for them. They're getting solid 1 to 5 yards every play, but hasn't been able to break out for a big play like it did last week.
2nd and 9 now. Clock continues to tick down with just under 3.5 minutes. It's Brown. Play action pass. He's looking towards the middle of the field. Hit as he's thrown, but he finds his receiver, Braden Greer, for a first down at the 47-yard line.
And Braden Greer coming back is just such a huge get for Larson Brown here. Able to find Greer in the center of the field. Greer holds on to it through contact, picks up the first down, and the Comets right there. That was a crucial 2nd down play. They want to run this out. They want to run this drive out for the rest of the half. And now we're going to extend the drive.
The Comets did start with the ball, so Princeton will be getting the 2nd half kickoff. The Comets want to be the only ones on the board headed into halftime. Brown takes the shotgun snap, looking towards the right side of the field. That ball a little bit underthrown, and there's going to be a flag thrown. It's going to be pass interference from Princeton.
And Braden Greer right there went up for it, was trying to moss the DB, but definitely had some contact just before the ball got there. Good matchup there. Only 15 yards in high school, but big get for the Comets.
Princeton fans are hating that call. We hear boos all around.
Pass interference always going to be a divisive call, but we'll get the replay right here, and I agree with that. Just a little bit early. That is good coverage. with the DB.
And he turned around, hands were facing towards the ball. That was great coverage.
It's good coverage, just a little physical. That's one of those calls that can go either way.
Brown under center now. Hands it off to Nick Saylor. His spin moves away, but still not able to get anything going. So he can be stopped right at the line.
So now a little bit different compared to the first quarter. The Comets haven't been able to get anything going on the run game, but their passing game has been effective. As this Princeton D line really starting to heat up. After those lights went out, their defense just came out with a lot of energy.
Two receivers in now. It's going to be the juniors, Braden Greer and Colin Billhorn. As Brown, fake handoff, a lot of pressure as Larson Brown just throws it away.
And no grounding call.
Yeah.
Princeton fans now again angry about the refs, and yeah, there was nobody on the right side of the field. Larson Brown just heaved it as far away from a defender as he could, but able to escape pressure there. That could have been a lot worse.
No flag, no flag.
And they're waving a flag, so yeah, no flag. And Andrew, Comets have possession at the 40-yard line. It's 3rd and 11. You know, I'd say Colson Bunchy had a great game last week, kicked 3 field goals. A 42-yard field goal was his longest.
Yeah,
definitely not in his range. What's the play here? Are the Comets going to take a shot, go for a touchdown, or just try to get in a field goal range for Bunch?
I'm throwing it a little bit short of the sticks here, you know, about 8 yards, trying to pick up some yardage.
As Brown's feeling the heat, but he finds his receiver, Braden Greer, for a first down, marked down inside of the red zone at the 16-yard line.
That's a high-level play from Larson Brown, navigates the pressure, able to throw it off balance, finds his receiver, which is Greer, trusting him to get open, picks up the first down.
And that was just picture-perfect footwork, great evasion by Brown. I mean, that's something that you're going to see on Saturdays in college football on the big-time stage. Great job of Brown getting away, protecting the ball. Absolute laser to Greer. It's first down now for a 4-yard gain.
A couple weeks ago with Lakota West, the Comets played really well in the first half. Wheels fell off in the second. A lead would be so critical for them.
3 receivers now. Man in motion. It's going to be Quinn Brown or Chase Blevins. Brown looking towards the left side of the field. But that one overthrown. He was looking for Chase Blevins, the junior. There is a flag on the field. I believe it's going to be a hold from the Comets.
Yeah. So this one going to push the Comets back a little bit. And it's not. It's against the Vikings. They call defensive holding. So off the line, one of the Vikings DBs.
And again, we talked about the Comets.
Coach Parker not happy about that one. This drive, they've kind of been plagued by penalties.
It's going to be half the distance to the goal. But again, Andrew, we talked about Comets. Clockwork, 39 seconds left on the clock.
Almost all your timeouts, two timeouts left.
So they're definitely got an advantage. This is probably not going to be enough time for Princeton. And, you know, once Mason does eventually either kick the field goal or get a touchdown, or, you know, God forbid for them, you know, have another turnover
in the red zone. Hey, we've seen it happen before in this game.
Man in motion's Blevins. Brown takes a shotgun snap, looking towards the left side of the field. The same exact play. Blevins is wide open. Can't get a hold of it though.
And that's good coverage. And Blevins right there just motioned to the DB, hey, good coverage. The Comets liked the look that they had on the last play that got taken back by the penalty, so they dialed it up again, looking for Blevins in the end zone, but.
And it almost looked like Chase Blevins flipped his hips the wrong way. He was facing kind of towards the field, but in the back corner of the end zone, there was no one. If he would have flipped his hips the opposite way, and Larson Brown would have thrown to the back of the end zone instead of the front of the end zone, I think that would have been a Comet touchdown.
Yeah, based off the way they ran the last play, I think they ran it the way that was designed, but definitely that would have been a touchdown in the back corner instead of the front corner.
4 receivers now. 2nd and goal for Mason. That one. Brown fumbles it again. He's just going to fall on top of this one. Another scary play for Mason.
And the scarier thing is here, you could be pushed out of field. We'll watch a replay. He's like, he got some deja vu there, falls on the ball, don't want to turn it over in the red zone yet again. And now Coach Kastner going to call his 2nd timeout.
And that one, Breon Ishmael, we talked about earlier. Just today, he was offered by Michigan as a linebacker, so definitely bringing that Big Ten heat.
Yeah, in Michigan, they've been developing their edge rushers recently. David Ojabo and Aiden Hutchinson were first round or early picks last year in the draft, and Breon Ishmael, his measurables, he could be a dude if he ends up with the Wolverines. 6'4", 220. He's towering over the Comets. He might even be taller than 6'4". But the Comets right now need to get their composure back. Lost a lot of yards right there. And 22, and you're right at the edge of Colson Bunch's field goal range. He can hit it from 40 plus, but you feel a lot more confident if it's a little bit closer.
So 26 seconds on the clock. Comets push back out of the red zone. Still 3rd and goal though. 3rd and a long 21.
But
see what
here,
the Comets try to do.
You were looking for a touchdown earlier, but now maybe just looking for that field goal.
4 receiver set. Larson Brown cannot take a sack. As now Princeton's going to call a timeout. They saw what the formation Mason came out with, trying to match that defensively.
Yeah, and Princeton, they've been forcing pressure on Larson Brown all game. If they get a sack here, they're pushing the Comets out of field goal range. This is a chance for them to make a statement. But Coach Parker definitely a little upset with some of the way that this drive has unfolded. A couple penalties on Colerain. Some of them that Princeton may argue against. Some of them were unforced errors that they made that set up the Comets. And then right there, you force a fumble, not able to capitalize by jumping on it. So he's got some things to talk about with his defense.
That fumble was really costly, and other than that, the Comets have been playing pretty well. It's just been those 2 fumbles. One that gave Princeton the ball, and this second one pushed them outside of the red zone and potentially out of the zone for a touchdown.
The offense has been moving the ball. We'll see if they can continue that here.
3rd and goal for the Comets.
It's 3rd and goal now. Brown in the shotgun, trips to his left, but he's looking towards a screen. He's going to find Sailors as running back. It stopped right at the line of scrimmage, maybe even a 1-yard loss, depending on where they mark him. And they're going to mark him for a 1-yard loss. So the clock ticking. But Princeton's going to call a timeout.
11 seconds. A lot of pressure now on Colson Bunch, and he was the Comets Player of the Week last year that Coach Kastner decided to give the game ball to. He hit 3 field goals, including a 40-plus yarder. It's going to be his career long. It's his first year suiting up in pads. He's been a soccer player his whole life on the Mason soccer team that had a big 8-0 victory in their first matchup at the playoffs yesterday. And then today, suiting up on the sidelines. So Colson Bunch now going to have to attempt and if he can get the Comets on the board.
And another fun fact with Colson Bunch, he just learned how to kick a football right before the season started, right before week 1. Yeah, so he's new to football and then nailing 40-yarders throughout the game.
Comets attempting a field goal.
So Bunch, line back now, 37-yard attempt, excuse me. Is that one? Placed down, but it's going to be wide left. It looked like there was an issue with the snap. He had the distance, but that one going to be wide left.
Just the laces maybe weren't where Bolt Bunch wanted it. That's a good kick, just a little left. Right now, 5 seconds left. Princeton likely doesn't have enough time to get a replay there. Just a little left, and Colson Bunch showing off the leg right there. Unfortunately, can't convert.
And that's just going to be a killer for the Comets. They needed those points, especially since this game is tied at 0. Something we were not expecting going into this game at all.
Yeah, not just the points, but the momentum it would give.
So the Vikings are going to take a knee and let the clock run out. So at halftime, very shocking but exciting game here at Princeton High School. The Mason Comets and the Vikings tied 0-0. We'll be back with all the second half action after the break.
always a great day when ICRC is involved.
Another edition of ICRC, bringing the community to you.
Made your house a reality. Homeschooling yourself on loans, color-coding listings, and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius. If you can ace house hunting, you can do it for retirement. Get on track with tips at aceyourretirement.org.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars. Really tall. I'm a rocket structural engineer designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands? Yes. You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Observe a domesticated human family in their natural habitat, known to their species as the backyard.
Hey, you think I should light it now?
I think it's good.
Yeah.
Oh dear, someone is about to burn a pile of debris that's too tall, which can start a wildfire. Wait, could it be? Blimey, it is.
It's Smokey.
It's Smokey Bear. What a legend.
Hey, it's Smokey. Sorry, it was too high. Right.
Watch as he astutely ensures that there's no wind, and how he removes some of the debris to create a smaller, safer burning pile.
No, you said make it bigger, baby. The bigger the better.
Take note of our fearless furry friend here, humans.
I appreciate it. Fist bump.
Watching you.
Smokey's done it again.
Bye, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
On air or online. This is media for your community. This is ICRC-TV. On air or online. This is media for your community. This is ICRC-TV.
Leaves us with the next item on our agenda is item number 5, opening session.
I want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. If you're out here at the parade or listening, thank you again.
Into the end zone, and that is caught by Jaden Wood.
Come on now, how we doing? Y'all feeling all right out there?
Hello and welcome to this edition of This is Glendale. I'm Bet Chorus.
Hey,
Hey guys, this is Unit 1 crew from Woodlawn Fire Department. We just want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And of course, you can always go to ICRC-TV.com.
Always a great day when ICRC is involved.
Another edition of ICRC, bringing the community to you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to ICRC-TV Sports. That's going to be a ball game. Princeton takes the match.
Shot, goal! Brings a tackle at the 10-yard line. Touchdown, Vikings!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to ICRC-TV Sports.
Three-pointer. Got it! In for the Comets score. Comets win! Yeah!
When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. Now I'm anything but lonely.
We have this deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with Turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet,
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover their unique mix of all kinds of traits.
Where'd Wiley go? Where's Wiley? Ah, there she is.
Paw, do you remember being an ancient wolf? Do you ever feel the call of the wild?
You're a renegade cop, and I'm a con woman with nothing to prove. But together, we could really solve this murder.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but all of them are pure love.
On air or online, this is media for your community. This is ICRC-TV.
Coffee first, then I have to get those agendas out.
Lasagna tonight, chicken tomorrow. Do we still have potatoes?
Matthew's got a baseball practice at 6.
I should really do laundry tonight.
People with jobs, with families, with someplace to be. Let's help each other by safely sharing the road. Tri-State Trails, connecting what moves us.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On air or online, this is media for your community. This is ICRC-TV. On air or online, this is media for your community. This is ICRC-TV.
Roll over.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique.
And your mother.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
on air or online. This is media for your community. This is ICRC-TV.
There's no better feeling than to be a part of a fire department. This is a family.
Police officer, it's a great job. It really is. You never know what you're going to get. You never know who you're going to help.
We're forgetting what's going on outside. We're focusing on what's going on in here, and we're all family.
This idea of a family academy, connecting families to talk about relevant issues.
Unbelievable. Milford has stormed all the way back in this football game. The Warriors in the state finals! State finals! Ohio Wesleyan, here we come!
And it's up to every one of you all to keep this going and carry the torch. I hope you will do that. Thank you.
ICRC-TV. On air or online. This is media for your community. This is ICRC-TV.
Always a great day when ICRC is involved.
Another edition of ICRC, bringing the community to you.
Made your house a reality. Homeschooling yourself on loans, color-coding listings, and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius. If you can ace house hunting, you can do it for retirement. Get on track with tips at aceyourretirement.org.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Observe a domesticated human family in their natural habitat, known to their species as the backyard.
Hey, you think I should light it now?
I think it's good.
Yeah? Oh dear, someone is about to burn a pile of debris that's too tall, which can start a wildfire. Wait, could it be? Blimey, it is.
It's Smokey.
It's Smokey Bear. What a legend.
Hey, it's Smokey. Sorry, it was too high. Right.
Watch as he astutely ensures that there's no wind, and how he removes some of the debris to create a smaller, safer burning pile.
No, you said make it bigger. No, you said make it bigger, baby. The bigger, the better.
Take note of our fearless furry friend here, humans.
I appreciate it. Fist bump.
Watching you.
Smokey's done it again.
Bye, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
On air or online. This is media for your community. This is ICRC-TV. This is media for your community. This is ICRC-TV.
Leaves us with the next item on our agenda is item number 5, opening session.
I want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. If you're out here at the parade or listening, thank you again.
Into the end zone, and that is caught by Jaden Wood.
Come on now, how we doing? Y'all feeling all right out there?
Hello and welcome to this edition of This is Glendale. I'm Bet Chorus.
Hey guys, this is the Unit 1 crew from Woodlawn Fire Department. We just want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And of course, you can always go to ICRC-TV.com.
Always a great day when ICRC is involved.
Another edition of ICRC, bringing the community to you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to ICRC-TV Sports. That's going to be a ball game. Princeton takes the match.
Shot, goal! Brings a tackle at the 10-yard line. Touchdown, Vikings!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to ICRC-TV Sports. Three-pointer. Got it! In Emmett score.
On air or online, this is media for your community. This is ICRC-TV.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover their unique mix of all kinds of traits.
Where'd Wiley go? Where's Wiley? Ah, there she is. Paw?
Do you remember being an ancient wolf? Do you ever feel the call of the wild?
You're a renegade cop, and I'm a con woman with nothing to prove. But together, we could really solve this murder.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but all of them are pure love.
On air or online, this is media for your community. This is ICRC-TV.
Coffee first, then I have to get those agendas out.
Lasagna tonight, chicken tomorrow. Do we still have potatoes?
Matthew's got a baseball practice at 6.
I should really do laundry tonight.
People with jobs, with families, with someplace to be. Let's help each other by safely sharing the road. Tri-State Trails, connecting what moves us.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On air or online, This is media for your community. This is ICRC-TV. On air or online, this is media for your community. This is ICRC-TV.
Roll over. When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique.
And your mother.
They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love.
On air or online, this is media for your community. This is ICRC-TV.
There's no better feeling than to be a part of a fire department. This is a family.
Police officer, it's a great job. It really is. You never know what you're going to get. You never know who you're going to help.
We're forgetting what's going on outside. We're focusing on what's going on in here, and we're all family.
This idea of a family academy, connecting families to talk about relevant issues.
Unbelievable. Milford has stormed all the way back in this football game. The Warriors in the state finals! State finals! Ohio Wesleyan, here we go!
And it's up to every one of you all to keep this going and carry the torch. I hope you will do that. Thank you.
ICRC-TV. On air or online, this is media for your community. This is ICRC-TV.
Always a great day when ICRC is involved.
Another edition of ICRC, bringing the community to you.
Welcome back to Princeton High School. We've got a tie ball game here at 0 between the Mason Comets and the Princeton Vikings. It's been a back and forth game and a real shocker here. We were expecting, with this electric Princeton offense, that there'd at least be some points on the board, but Mason's defense has been staying strong, and another impressive showing from the Princeton defense. Andrew, kind of break down that first half from us.
Yeah, and so both teams struggle to get the ball moving, and you can potentially credit the power outage that caused about a 20-minute delay. Maybe both teams came out a little bit stiff from that, but these defenses have been stout. We have just over 100 yards combined from both teams. It's been wild, a lot of fumbles. But neither team's been able to convert on those turnovers and score, but it's been a really close game. I think this next drive from Princeton is going to dictate how the second half's going to go.
Colson Bunch ready to boot it away for Mason, and he will. So yeah, definitely interesting to see a Princeton kid on the board. A line drive kick recovered by Princeton. He's going to push forward up till the 35. A great return, that one, by DeAndre Rutherford.
Yeah, and that's a really good return from Antonio Hunter, their backup quarterback, and now Princeton set up good field position, and I just mentioned it, but this drive is the most important of the game so far. And a couple weeks ago when Mason played Lakota West, they were down by one score at the half. Lakota West came out, they were the first team to score, and then went on to blow out the Comets. Princeton right here, we've seen their offense, they're capable of scoring a lot of points in a short amount of time. If they can run down the field, score here, I think that's what's going to happen for the rest of the game. If the Comets can hold up here, it could be a totally different ball game.
It's 1st and 10 now for the Vikings. RJ West, the senior leader for this Princeton Viking team, hyping his team up during halftime, getting them ready to go. I think there's some clock issues. They're trying to get those resolved. But Andrew, what does RJ West and his squad have to do to kind of, revive this offense?
And they just haven't been able to put together a full drive yet. And we could say the same thing about the Comets. But the only time they were in the red zone, they didn't convert on 4th down. Penalties have also been a little bit of an issue for Princeton, although that might be more on the defensive side. But that's been the things holding back the Princeton offense.
West in the shotgun. It's a pass play on the first play of the second half. It's going to be a 17-yard gain to to Dorian Williams.
And that's a good start right there. Now they're past midfield, and they haven't been able to get their pass game going. That's been one of their strengths on the year as we watch this replay. West just drops back, delivers a strike to midfield.
That one to be a handoff down the middle, but Comets stuff him at the line. That one, DeAndre Rutherford.
Because the Comet defense, their run defense has been spectacular. 16 rushes for Princeton, only 27 yards. And kind of part of the reason for that is the Comets have had a couple big losses, forced some fumbles, but they've only have 37 passing yards. They need to get that pass game going, and that's a good start on the last play.
4 receiver set, man in motion for Princeton, but it's going to be West to drop back. Looking towards the middle of the field. He's got a lot of time, but he's going to be taken down by a swarm of Comet defenders. That one led by Aaron Spears, the senior.
Yeah, right there. RJ West did everything he could to stay up and try to make something out of nothing, but Spears, relentless there, gets the sack. And the Comets, a lot of people traveling to Princeton for the game. But here we watch the replay as the Comet defense just closes in, and Spears wraps up. Excellent tackle there.
Trips to the right for Princeton as West looking towards the sideline, trying to catch Mason off guard. 3rd and 13 for the Vikings. As West takes the snap, looking towards the left side of the field. He's got a lot of room again, but feeling the heat. As he chucks that one down the field, but it's going to be almost picked off by J.C. Deaton. And he was a little bit more worried about taking that one to the house than securing the interception, but knocked away. It's going to be 4th down.
Last week, the Comets had a lot of interceptions, and J.C. Deaton kind of thought of that right there, concerned about turning it down the field, but nonetheless, Comets going to force a punt. That's a good defensive stop, especially after that first play. You know, there's definitely some concern that Princeton was going to get their passing game going. And now
that was a crucial stop for the Comets. Now Sean Krugerberg back to return the punt. There's a flag on the play. Comets are clapping. It looks like it's going to be a false start on Princeton, pushing them back 5 yards.
And I'd be really interested to see the penalty difference here. And actually, we have it. 7 penalties for Princeton, make it 8. Only 1 for the Comets. 86, now 91 yards against Princeton. Just 5 yards for the Comets. Huge differential there.
That one booted away by the Vikings. It's going to be a fair catch from Sean Krugerberg at the Princeton 22-yard line. So the Comets start their possession.
I'm going to go back to that penalty differential right here in Princeton. Part of the reason they've been so dominant this year is they've been one of the most sound football teams. Coach Andre Parker has this team playing at a really high level, but today hasn't really been that way. 8 penalties, 91 yards. That set you back. Probably at least 1 scoring opportunity. And the Comets, on the other hand, only 1 penalty. That's keeping them in this game.
Comets back on offense now. Their first possession of the second half. 10:20 on the clock. Brown takes a snap. It's going to be a handoff to Hibbett. And Hibbett's going to chug forward for 4 yards.
The Comets started off getting that running game going, and then second quarter, Princeton just dominant at the line of scrimmage. Due to some heavy losses, some fumbles, the Comets right now only have 6 rushing yards on 16 attempts. So, right there, able to get 4 yards. Hibbett, that's a good start.
So 2nd and 6. 2 receivers on the left side, 1-on-1. We'll see if Larson Brown decides to take a shot. It's going to be a handoff to Hibbett. Hibbett finds some room, but then stuffed after a 2-yard gain. So 3rd and medium now for the Comets. This has been a very common theme throughout the game. They haven't been able to get anything started.
Yeah, they've been a little run heavy so far today, and you know, on early they're setting up these 3rd and shorts, but 3rd down conversions, they've been a little hit or miss. And Nick Saylor's kind of been the engine on 3rd downs as he checks into the game. But 4 yards, you can't just hand it down the middle and expect a first down. Princeton might jump.
3rd down and 4 now. Brown under center. Hands it off to Sailors. Nice jump cut as he extends his arms out. We'll see where they officially mark him, and it's going to be a first down. Great last-minute effort from the Sailors.
And I guess I jinxed him. I said you can't just run it up the middle with Sailors and expect a first down, but that's exactly what the coaches dial up as we see the handoff here, and he makes a nice jump cut to evade a tackle and picks up that first down, just laying out, stretching out. That just shows how great of a runner that Sailors is, always fighting for the extra yardage. It comes up huge there.
Very condensed set now for Mason on the right hash. Brown under center takes a snap. He's going to get tripped up. Lucky that he's able to even hand it off to Sailors. Sailors trying to make something out of nothing. It's going to be a big loss that time, 7 yards.
And Sailors somehow doesn't go down when all those defenders got to the ball. But I don't even know if that's going to end up being a net positive, as they lost a lot of yardage there. He might have been better off just going down right away. So we'll see. It looks like they lost 4, 5, 6 yards, so it'll be 2nd and 16. Now, Comets likely going to have to pass. It's something they haven't done a lot today. Braden Greer has been their sole target so far.
Braden Greer, he's got 56 yards receiving so far. And now 2nd and long. Brown hands that one off to Hibbett, and again stuffed out the line. The running game not working at all. You know, coming in after the first half, they only had 6 total yards rushing, and they've lost a significant amount in this second half.
Yeah.
They might be in the negatives now.
And I think just with that first set of downs where you picked up the 10, you know, I think they're at 4 yards right now if you do all the math. But on 2nd and 16,
that's quick math, Andrew. Yeah.
Is my specialty.
Showing
Ben
off
Haller.
specialty.
If Ben's listening, that was what he used to call me. He used to call me the calculator. But yeah, the Comets needed to pass right there and need to pass again here.
4 receivers now. Brown dropping back, 3rd and long, looking towards the middle of the field, but overthrows Braden Greer. So 4th down, Comets unable to capitalize.
2nd and 16, running the ball down the middle. Comes back to Honshu. You know, put your quarterback in a bad situation, having to throw it deep on 2nd and 3rd and 16. Now Krukenberg punts it out. Good punt. Fair caught at the 40. Oh, he's
and it's fumbled. Comets believe they fell on top of it, and their sideline is going crazy. It's going to be Comet possession. So how about that momentum shift for Mason?
And there are flags on the play, so maybe hold off just a bit. But Nick Harris, the senior safety, he comes up with the football. Offsetting penalties, it looks like. Comets going to get the football. That is a massive change. The flag was against the Vikings. Comets decline it. And we see here, it's a good punt from Krukenberg. And just a muffed punt from Mason. And that's not the first time he's muffed a punt today, but it comes back to haunt him there. Fumbles have been the story of this game so far. They've killed drives for each team, and right there they kill a drive before it could even start for Princeton.
So Comets have field position at the 40, and man, that was a huge momentum shift for Mason. They really needed that one.
Yeah, the offense was a little stagnant, and now they get the ball at the 40-yard line. Only need to get about 10 or 15 to be in Colson Bunch territory.
That one hit out to Hibbett. Hibbett looked to have some breathing room, but then again just swarmed.
Caleb Clark Glover right there coming downhill from the secondary, takes down Hibbett. Hibbett makes one too many jump cuts and gets taken down, can't pick up any yardage. Now talking to Coach Kastner about that. And one of the principles of being a running back is running vertically and not running north and south, not east and west. Right there, Hibbett gets a little caught up running east-west. And now we've got an injured Viking on the field. And that is Clark Glover. Clark Glover after that big tackle now down on the field.
So Comets looking to ride this momentum now. They have not been able to get anything started offensively, you know, from the running side of the ball. And Andrew, I did say that Comets have been pretty successful passing the ball today. You know, not anything spectacular, but a few big passes, you know, to Braden Greer. So I'm surprised they haven't implemented more of that pass game in.
Yeah, and Clark Glover able to get off the field. Hopefully he's all right. And yeah, the Comets right now are 6 for 12 in the passing game. You know, when targeting Braden Greer, they've been the most successful. He's got over 50 yards. Larson Brown really missed his favorite target. And they need to get him going more in this second half. And I also think that screen game, something they used a lot at the beginning of the game, they need to get back to that as these runs up the middle. Princeton's D-line is really getting going. They've got the size advantage.
Second down for the Comets.
Second down now for the Comets. Larson Brown in the shotgun. Nick Sailors is the back behind him. He takes it, looking towards the left side of the field. It's going to be a screen pass to Nick Sailors, but Nick Sailors getting tripped up and fights forward towards the line of scrimmage. He's going to be stopped at the 40. There's a flag on the field, however. So we await the call.
The Comets are walking backwards on that screen, and it's against the Vikings.
And man, a lot of penalties against the Vikings so far. We'll wait to see what the official call is.
Make it 10 now.
And they're going to call a personal foul, I believe a face mask.
And right there,
The flag is against the Viking. Personal foul.
the Comets run the screen pass. A lot of Princeton fans wanted a holding, as on these screen passes, you hold those blocks for just a second. Comets held onto it a little long, and that's why Nick Sailors got tripped up.
We'll
You
take a
see
look
it
at the
right
replay
here.
and I'm not sure where that personal
And
foul was.
maybe a face mask on the tackle, but
I don't think it was
it's
enough for
certainly
that
close.
one. Yeah.
I didn't see it. But Comets get some nice calls in the second half right now.
They're going to take advantage of this field position, hopefully. They're at the 26-yard line. Brown hands it off to Sailors. And again, that run game, nothing happening.
And that's Princeton making a statement after that penalty. They're trying to push the Comets out of field goal range. And Ishmael. So the official penalty was unnecessary roughness. I'm assuming it happened off of the play, not near the ball, because we didn't see that. But no need to dwell on the pass now. The Comets have the ball at the 26-yard line. Excuse me.
So 2nd and 10. Four receiver set. Larson Brown looking towards the left side of the field. That one going to be incomplete.
And that pass short. We'll see if
Chase Blevins.
That almost looked like it got knocked away by a defender. Just an uncharacteristically short throw from Brown.
Blevins. Third down for the Comets.
And they've targeted Blevins a few times tonight, twice in the end zone at the end of the second half, or like in the second quarter.
Yeah, he almost pulled that touchdown in. But again, 3rd and 10, the Comets, they've got to capitalize on this field position. They're at the 26, so definitely be pushing it for Colson Bunch. But last week, we saw him hit a field goal in this range.
Yeah, this is, again, similar to the end of the second quarter. You need to get just a few yards if you want to set up Colson Bunch.
So Brown looking towards the right. He's rolling. And that one thrown at the feet of Chase Blevins. Chase Blevins frustrated after that one.
And Zion Mason, who had the muffed punt that set up the Comets with this great field position. He's the one that gets the pass break up there. And so Colson Bunch is trotting out here, gonna attempt the field goal. This one would be from 43.
43-yard field goal attempt for Bunch. This would be his career long. Last week, knocked down a 41.
Yeah, and earlier in this game, he kicked one, had the distance, was a little wide left.
So we'll wait it here. And this one has enough. And he nails it through. Colson Bunch, how about that one?
Right down the pipe. What a kick from Colson Bunch. The Comets sideline hypes. It's crazy, the most exciting play of this game has been a field goal, but that's just been the kind of night that it is. And we get a replay of this beauty from Colson Bunch. Perfect snap, perfect hold.
That one would have been clear from
probably 50. And you got to wonder what Colson Bunch would be doing if he had some polish kicking. This is only his 10th week kicking ever. And Comets, a lot of energy now on the sidelines. Princeton stunned right now. Everything going wrong for them. You had the fumble after a defensive stop. Then an unnecessary roughness penalty sets up the Comets. Colson Bunch kicks a 40-plus yard field goal. They're going to need RJ West and those leaders on offense to step up right here. This is the time for them to get going. And there's the guy again, Colson Bunch now for the kickoff. What a couple of weeks he's had.
Yeah.
That soccer team probably going to make a deep run in the state playoffs, and right now he's trying to set the Comets up for a better position in the football state playoffs, trying to earn the 4th seed.
And Andrew, you know, this game continues to be closer and closer than we originally thought. 3-0 with just minutes left in the 3rd quarter. How crucial is that missed safety call earlier on in the game for Mason going to be? Because that makes it potentially a two-score game.
Yeah, there was a safety that ended up being called down due to forward progress.
And a nice return here. It's going to be Zion Mason.
Mason getting a little bit of redemption there against Mason.
You've been waiting on that one, haven't you, Andrew?
Actually, just came to my head. I hadn't thought of it until now. I was kind of proud of that one, so thanks for calling me out. But so you were talking about that safety that didn't get called. Bryce Falk sacked RJ West early in the 1st quarter. Called him down at the 1, ended up punting on that drive, and you know, normally I would say 2 points against Princeton, not going to make much of a difference, but right here when there's only been a field goal, there's certainly a world where the Vikings win this, or where the Vikings have a 1 or 2 point lead.
This one's going to be a toss sweep on the outside. It's going to be Brown Freeman, a flag on the field.
And this one going to be holding.
30, but yeah, definitely going to be a holding call.
And one of their receivers was out blocking Nick Sailors to the right of the play.
And yeah, there's been some questionable calls tonight, but that one definitely obvious. Yeah, there.
So that negates a pretty decent 1st down run, but you keep your 1st down. Just now a harder play. It's going to be 1st and 20.
So RJ West again in the shotgun. 4-receiver set. This Comets playing very shallow. Sean Krukenberg playing very, very shallow, but he's starting to bounce back. West looking towards the right side of the field. He finds his man. That one going to be Jordan Houston.
And they played shallow, but maybe not shallow enough right there. As Princeton takes advantage of the Comets' soft zone, able to get about 8 yards. And that's the kind of plays I was expecting going into tonight. RJ West finding his receivers just for these short gains. And then after that, setting up the deep shots as you get the safeties to creep down along with the run game getting going.
Young takes it. It's going to be a handoff to Brown Freeman. Tyson Beach, the receiver. Going to take that one. Tackle made by Kai Woolfolk. Still 3rd down and about 7.
And so right here, you got to wonder if they get maybe 5-6 yards. Do they go for it?
Is West dropping back. Looking towards the middle of the field, he finds his man. That's going to be Houston, who picks up the 1st down. They're at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, convert there on 3rd down, and this is the best Princeton's offense has looked on these last 2 drives. So far, they struggled to move now. Getting the passing game movement as we see this replay. West steps into his throw, finds his receiver past the 1st down marker.
West again. It's going to be a screen pass. That time to Rutherford. Rutherford knocked down just a yard past the line of scrimmage, so 2nd and 9.
And J.C. Deaton playing some good run defense there from the cornerback position. The Comets secondary has been really solid, stepping up against the run today. It's been part of the reason that Princeton struggled to break off any big runs.
Another 4-man set for Princeton. That time they're trying to catch Mason off guard. 4-receiver set. Rutherford is the man in the backfield. It's Bates. Pressure's on the outside, but West is going to take it itself. Push forward with some help from the offensive line. There's some extracurriculars after the play. The Mason sideline's clapping, and I believe that's going to be an unsportsmanlike on Princeton.
And you can't have that if you're Princeton. Another penalty. We'll see if the referees do end up calling anything. They're discussing it right now. But that was a good play. You had looked like a read option. West picks up some yardage. you know, you're set up for a nice 3rd and short, and ref's still discussing, so we'll let you know. We'll let you know if they do call a penalty.
It is going to be a personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct on Princeton after the play, and that's going to push them back 15 yards.
I'll tell you what, if Princeton does lose this game, Coach Parker going to be furious. And here, Liam McMahon's with a hard tackle there on the sideline, but it's that block right there. 74. Excuse me, 74 on Bryce Falk. Just pile drives him after a little bit late in the play, drives him into the ground.
Tyshawn Huff, the senior, you know,
you can't let your emotions get the best
especially
of you.
Senior, but you know, last home game potentially.
Emotions definitely running high.
Yeah,
this is not the way they expected the game to go. But
so from what went from a 3rd and 2 is now a 3rd and 18.
And this is the moment where you see if RJ West can step up.
West taking a shot down the field. That one going to be overthrown out of bounds. Princeton, they're wanting some flags, but that ball was thrown out of bounds, so I don't think it would have mattered.
No, and we're not going to see it on the stat sheet, but Weston Simmons just made a great play there at the safety position. The cornerbacks went stride for side with the receiver, but it was Weston Simmons over the top, came down and broke up the pass. So good play there. Now the Comets get the ball back. If they can score here, that could put another nail in the coffin right now. Still very close game, a lot of time left. But
so Sean Krugerberg back to receive the punt. That one's going to be booted away by Houston. Krugerberg takes it at the 25, trying to make a few defenders miss, but he's just going to fall down at the 29.
And the Comets offense right here, this is a crucial drive. And now you kind of get into running the clock out mode, which is crazy to say they're only up by 3, but in a game like today where nobody's scoring, no offense is getting anything going, the Comets, they're going to lean on the run. They've been doing it all day, but they need to pick up some yardage.
Yeah, and this is another situation where you got to think back to that safety. The Comets, now, if you really want to get comfortable, you have to score, whereas before, you know, if you would have kicked a field goal, then that would have put you at 8 points with that safety, and then Princeton would have had to score and get the 2-point conversion. That one going to be a 5-yard pickup. The quick throw from Larson Brown to Chase Blevins, his first catch of the night.
I love the play call there. That's the things that we've been missing today is these short to intermediate passes. Larson Brown steps back immediately. When you're facing a team like Princeton that brings a lot of pressure, you have to get the ball out quickly, and that's something that Larson Brown can do. And now, right there, you take advantage of that strength, pick up 5 yards.
Comets starting to compress a little bit now. Only 2 receivers. Tay Hibbett's the back. He's going to take the snap, however, there are whistles. There's going to be an offsides on Princeton.
Another one. I feel like DJ Khaled, every time we have a penalty, I just keep saying another one. You didn't like my joke, Adam, did you?
You know what? You know, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. DJ Khaled, another one.
They call me
you're definitely trying to.
I'm the color commentator. I'm trying to add some colorful jokes here. But another penalty for Princeton. Just deadly right now for them. These Comets now get a first down.
That was huge for Mason. Now that really opens up their playbook. Again, now they have 4 receivers in. Potentially take a shot down the field. That would be really risky, but we'll see what they end up doing. Brown, drop back, looking towards the left side of the field.
There's a flag.
He's going to have to escape. There's a flag, but that ball is going to be thrown out of bounds.
He was looking for Blevins. But
Blevins was wide open on that one. Hard to throw on the run, though.
Yeah, Brown taking a lot of pressure right there. We'll see what this call is, but I think it might be holding. Typically, if you see.
And it's going to be holding on Princeton.
Another one. What is happening right now? This Princeton defense, uncharacteristic of them to make this many mistakes. Senior night, a lot of hype for this game. You know, this is the battle for the number 2 seed in the GMC, battle for the number 4 seed in the Southwestern playoff seeding. So maybe the pressure's getting to them. But the Comets are just getting so many opportunities today. Now at midfield.
Quinn Brown and Quentin Kaler in motion. 2 tight ends. Brown takes a snap. It's going to be a handoff to Sailors. Sailors trying to push forward. stopped at the line of scrimmage, but chugs forward for 3 yards.
By number 20,
Clock continues to wind down, 30 seconds. We'll see if they decide to run one more play.
Yeah, now third quarter winding down, and the Comets in a position they probably didn't expect to be in at this game, but they're very content with it. Their offense not really having to move much. Princeton is doing the work for them. Princeton penalty yards, they might have more yards than Mason's offense. We'll find out for sure at the end of this quarter, as now the Comets are just going to elect to let the clock run out.
It's the end of the third quarter. Mason leads the Princeton Vikings 3-0. It's been a defensive shootout with the Comets. The first on the board with the 43-yard field goal from Colson Bunch. We'll be right back after the break.
Princeton students, all unsupervised students, are expected to be in the state.
Your house a reality. Homeschooling yourself on loans, color-coding listings, and flushing every toilet in a 20-mile radius. If you can ace house hunting, you can do it for retirement. Get on track with tips at aceyourretirement.org.
And welcome back here to Princeton High School. The Mason Comets currently lead the Princeton Vikings 3-0. We're going to take one more look at that field goal from Colson Bunch earlier in the third quarter, but we're back now as Larson Brown's looking to take a shot downfield. He's feeling the heat from the Vikings. That one thrown out of bounds is very risky. But again, if you're just joining us here in the fourth quarter, I'm Adam Little, joined alongside my partner for this broadcast, who just happens to be my brother, Andrew Little. There's a flag on the field.
And that's the first flag against the Comets in a long time, and now I get to bring out the stat. I've been waiting to talk about it. The Comets have 2 penalties on the game right now, and now it's going to be for 15 yards. Princeton, 13 penalties, 146 yards against them. The Comets, for reference, 74 total yards on offense. To double the amount of yardage from penalties compared to what the Comets have on offense. Princeton's beating themselves right now. No other way to put it.
Most definitely. And with that, Comets going to be pushed back into their own territory at the 43. 4 receivers in. 11:54 in the fourth quarter. Definitely an exciting game here for Princeton High School as Brown drops back, looking towards the right side of the field. Great coverage by the Vikings, that one. It's going to be Chaz Cole.
And Chaz Cole, 3 interceptions. He's tied for the GMC lead. He's been a playmaker in the secondary all season long. And this is the most important play. 3rd and 17, most important play of the game so far. And I don't know if you've seen the camera shaking. That is because Princeton's sideline or stance is going crazy on this series. I can only imagine what they're going to do now on 3rd down. We can feel it. And Comets definitely feeling the noise and the pressure. Larson Brown needs to deliver an accurate strike here.
Third and long now for the Comets. Larson Brown's looking toward the left side of the field. He's looking to find his receiver, and there's going to be a flag on the play. That one, I do think, was pass interference.
I don't know. I must have to see the replay on this. That looked like clean coverage to me. Larson Brown just delivered a strike to, was that Zach Adelita?
I believe it's calling. Yeah, it's going to be Zach Adelita.
Let's see. Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
29.
He pushed him away. He wasn't looking at the ball.
And not looking at the ball. You get there early. You know, if he was turned around, you could probably excuse the contact, but clearly going for the player, not the ball. Another penalty.
It's now a whopping 14 penalties. They're now over 150 yards in penalty yardage. I mean, this is just absurd.
Hey, but in high school, pass interference is only a 15-yard penalty. The Comets do not get a first down there. It's 3rd and 2. So not as costly as it could be. They're at the professional level, pass interference is a spot play, so they would be getting the ball about the 20-yard line right now.
161 total penalty yards from the Vikings now. 3rd and 2 for the Comets. Larson Brown's going to call a timeout. Looking to get his offense together. This is a crucial play.
I have to imagine the noise from the stands is a part of that. It is so loud right now. They're stomping from the bleachers.
A little bit of a rodeo theme from the Mason student section. And, you know, even though Princeton's about 25, 30 minutes away from Mason, Ohio, pretty good showing from the Black Hole.
Yeah, Princeton, you know, these two teams in conference, they're about 20, 25-minute drive, but have to go across the highway. Good to see a lot of Comets showing up. So it's not Lakota East. It's not just down the road. So, but this game has a lot of consequences. Everybody wants to show up and see this game, how it plays out. And right now, the Comets fans are definitely pleasantly surprised, leading the Vikings on the scoreboard. I don't know if people expected that.
And, you know, I wouldn't say that people are surprised the Comets are ahead in this game.
But it's the way that they're winning.
It's the way they're
3-0.
winning. 3-0. Low-scoring game. The Vikings don't have any points on the board. I mean, this is definitely not what we expected coming into this Friday night any room. So Larson Brown in the shotgun now. 3rd and 2. One of arguably the biggest play in the game so far. Nick Sailors is the back for the Comets. Man in motion. Brown takes a snap. Sailors finds a big gap, and he's just ahead for the 1st down as he picks up 7 yards. The biggest run for the Comets tonight. Or 2nd biggest run, excuse me.
Haven't had a lot of success offensively, and right there Sailors picks up the 1st down. If you take a look back at it, and the pressure nearly got Sailors. He tackled the defense lineman tackled the wrong guy.
And that's Chaz Cole. He was absolutely flying from that free safety position. And tried to tackle Brown instead of Sailors, and Chaz Cole is actually down right now for the Vikings.
Yeah. And we just talked about how people are surprised on how the Comets are winning. And if you think about it, this is the way that Mason probably wins the game. Their defense has been so great this year. The way that they've beaten teams is by not giving up touchdowns. But against Princeton, that's what we didn't expect. One of the best offenses in the city.
And you can see
they've scored 71. They've scored 71 points in a game this year. That's how explosive their offense is. So the Comets right now.
Coach Parker is very frustrated talking with the officials right now.
You know, there's 15 penalties against you.
That 161 yards of penalties.
And it's not just 15, but 15-2. That is what the Coach Parker is going to be upset about. You have, definitely going to take some responsibility with your team. But when it's that big of a differential, you can understand if thinking there's some refereeing to do with that. And Cole able to.
He's holding his chest potentially. He's able to walk off. Maybe just got the wind knocked out of him.
Hopefully.
He was flying down hard from that free safety position. 1st and 10 now for the Comets inside of Viking territory at the 38-yard line.
1st down for the Comets.
11:35 left in this 4th quarter. We've still got a lot of time left. Brown, his shotgun. Takes it, hands it off to Sailors, and Sailors trips over one of his offensive linemen, only able to lunge forward for a yard.
Yeah, and the Comets expecting to stay on the run game, as now 4th quarter, you're in run the clock out mode. If they score a touchdown here, it can get the clock down to maybe 7 or 6 minutes. Princeton, things get really difficult for Princeton's offense. And the issue is Princeton's defense is not giving up much room.
Safe to say this has been the most exciting game of the Comets regular season.
I don't know if I'd use the word exciting.
But definitely
competitive.
So that one, screen pass to Chase Blevins. Blevins finds some room to work with as he's going to be stopped just short of the 1st down. And a nice gain from Blevins, showing off his speed. Definitely on the smaller side, but kind of shows off his elusivity there.
Yeah, shifty there. And last year in Week 10, Saeed Garnett, who graduated, now playing college football, he was with the Comets, and he was what Chase Blevins is. He was their short slot receiver, had a lot of speed, and he would take those. He took a screen pass to the house last week in Week 10 and kind of dialed up a similar play there. Chase Blevins nearly picks up the 1st down. That's a void they've been trying to fill all season. And Blevins has definitely been getting involved. I'd say more. This game is when he's got the most touches so far.
So 3rd and 2 now. Going to be a handoff to Sailors. Sailors chugging forward as he's powering through. He's going to pick up a 1st down and way more.
And Nick Sailors, no quit in this kid. Just puts his head down and runs, picks up the 1st down now. 10 minutes left in the game. Clock's got to start running. Comet fans getting excited at the prospect of winning this game. 8-2. Beginning of the year, if you told a lot of people that the Comets would be 8-2, take out Fairfield and Princeton, I think they'd be surprised, but that's just the kind of season it's been. They've embraced the underdog role.
Gonna be another handoff to Sailors, trying to find some more breathing room as he's thrown down after a 5-6 yard gain. Nick Sailor's starting to come to life. We haven't talked about him much this game, but these past 2 weeks he has been electric. You know, against Sycamore, he had 5 touchdowns on his homecoming night. Last week against Fairfield on senior night, 3 touchdowns. So 8 touchdowns over the past 2 games. I mean, that's pretty remarkable, Andrew.
Yeah, now the Comets gonna take a timeout. Excuse me, the Vikings gonna take their first timeout. And yeah, the Comets offense finally starting to move, and it's been through Nick Sailors. And right now, Coach Parker trying.
And we'd like to give a quick shout out to our crew for tonight. That's Savannah Libby working a camera, but volunteers, we need you here at ICRC-TV to help put on productions like this. Students, anybody, you know, we'd love to have you here at ICRC-TV. Teach how to work a camera behind the scenes if you're interested.
Yeah, it takes a village to put on a broadcast like this. It's not just us announcers. We're doing the easy jobs. Very thankful for everybody behind the scenes allowing this to happen and bringing you the game, you know, wherever you are.
And especially us as students, part of Mason Sports Radio, really honored and glad.
And hey, there's us up on the screen.
Yeah, you're on TV, Andrew. How does it feel?
Feels great.
You know, we're really lucky to be able to partner with ICRC, kind of get this true real-life experience here, you know, in the booth as high school students. It's pretty remarkable. Yeah. We'd like to thank Dean and his team at ICRC.
Very grateful.
But back to the game. We got just over 9 minutes left now. Comets lead 3-0. Compressed set for Mason. Brown looking towards the left side of the field. It's going to be a fade. That one in and out of the hands of Braden Greer. That one just needed to be a little bit higher. Braden Greer unable to high point it.
I don't know how much higher that ball could be thrown. I just got to credit the coverage right there. Braden Greer, the basketball player, throws a jump ball, but the DBs are able to grab his legs, kind of throw it up as we see the replay here. Brown throws up the jump ball. Greer
a little bit
almost gets position. Yeah, a little underthrown, but you know, a lot of credit to number 7, Zion Mason. He's come up big defensively today. Had the muffed punt. That's probably going to be what he remembers from this game, but he's made some plays defensively.
3rd and 5 now for the Comets. This one going to be a handoff to Sailors. Sailors finding some room, and Sailors breaking away. He's going to be brought down at the 5-yard line. That's going to be the longest run of the night for the Comets, 13 yards.
For the first time, one of these teams looks like they're about to score a touchdown. We haven't seen anybody inside the 5-yard line except for their own 5-yard line, so this is kind of uncharted territory for this game. And Nick Sailors, what a drive he's having right now. He's looking like the Nick Sailors of the past 2 weeks, and that's something the Comets have needed today.
I think it's safe to say this play might be, you know, just feed Nick Sailors while he's hot.
Just feed the man.
We got 3 receivers in. Man in motion's Quentin Kaler. Sailors gonna take the handoff. Pushing forward, and we'll see where they mark him. It looks like it's gonna be just short. But it's gonna be 2nd and inches now. At the 1 yard, let's take a look at the replay and see if he got it.
And that block from Quentin Kaler was crucial there. And Quinn Brown, the other tight end, got a block. Oh, really close. It looks like his knee was down just before he could reach over. But Princeton secondary able to get down to the 2nd level.
And they're actually going to mark him about a whole yard short. So we'll see what the Comets decide to do, potentially a QB sneak, and that's what it's going to be. Comets pushing forward. The first touchdown of the night. Larson Brown, the 1 yard QB sneak. Mason extends their lead to 9, potentially 10, pending the Colson bunch extra point attempt.
And that, finally, I never thought this time would come. A touchdown in this game. Larson Brown runs in for the QB sneak, set up by that drive with, from a nice drive from Nick Sailors, and then the help of a few penalties from the Vikings. And now Colson bunch had that 40-yard field goal earlier. It's back for this extra point.
Now 2-score game. Is that one right through the uprights. Colson Bunch knocks it through. Larson Brown coming in clutch for his Comet squad as they now extend their lead to 10 points. And Andrew, 8 minutes left on the clock. what does Princeton need to do to get back in this game?
And right here, you do have to up the urgency. So we're going to go back and see the scoring plays. Colson Bunch, 43-yard field goal, and that one would have been good from a lot longer. Straight down the goalpost in here as we watch the replay of the touchdown. Larson Brown just pushes his way forward, gets a nice block from his center, Dominic Bomarito. So shout out to Dom with that block. Great drive from the Comets. And now their defense has been playing so well. Just needs to get one more stop on Princeton. 8 minutes left in this game. All the pressure on the Vikings offense. RJ West, got to get the passing game going. He's had a couple plays where he's been able to find his playmakers. And we are going to shout out our crew here, Jason Dudley, the executive producer, Dean Lowry, our producer and director. And then the announcers, of course, the Littles.
The Little Twins on the mic. And we got some great camera operators, Braden Johansson, the freshman at Mason High School, Savannah Libby, Blake Cariso. That's a nice special teams play by the Comets. Replay producer, Dean Lowry, Cooper Havens working on the graphics. I'd like to thank our crew.
And thank you for watching ICRC-TV.
Yeah.
We said it earlier, it takes a village to run a broadcast. You know, we'd love to have you volunteer.
10-0 the score now. Comets lead the Vikings, and they've played the underdog role all season long, but they'd love to finish their season 8-2. And Andrew, it's safe to say they could be 10-0, definitely 9-1. I think personally they could have and probably should have beat Gahanna-Lincoln in week 1.
Absolutely. If you look back on it, that loss at the time, Gahanna-Lincoln, one of the best teams in Columbus, it looked like a defendable loss. But now, at this, the way they're playing, you think that should have been a win.
Definitely not playing up to their level. Lakota West, always a tough loss, but they played really well in the first half. That time, Jake Bates with the coverage, but it's going to be a complete pass from West.
And the defense is just stepping up. Jake Bates. We haven't said his name a ton today, but he is the heart and soul of this defense. Makes the tackle there. There's Nick Sailors, who had the great drive offensively, now back out playing defense.
West in the shotgun. 4 receivers looking towards the right side of the field. He's got a wide open man. That one's going to be Houston.
There's Bates in coverage there. We'll see what this penalty is. It's going to be on the Comets.
And there's going to be on the Comets. I think it's going to be targeting by Jake Bates. You don't see that very often in high school football, and that didn't look like that big of a hit. We'll take a look at the replay.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the replay, and Jake Bates going for the tackle. They're going to call targeting. Did lead with his head a little bit, but he was going for the tackle. The receiver happened to go down. I think that was more unintentional than anything, but obviously player safety comes first.
There's going to be a false start on Princeton, so that's going to move them back a little bit.
There's a penalty that kind of kills some of the momentum on this drive. Under 8 minutes in this game. You need all the momentum in your favor. You need to have some urgency, keep the offense rolling. And now we've a little bit of a clock issue. Appears on the Princeton scoreboard. Now there we're back. 7:18 left in this game. It's going to be 1st and 15.
Princeton is in Mason Comet territory. Princeton just looks confused offensively right now. Mason kind of messing with their heads a little bit. They were not expecting to be this close. It's West in the shotgun. Screen pass. That one going to be to Williams. Williams got a lot of room ahead of him, and that one is going to be a 20-yard pickup for a first down. RJ West to Dorian Williams.
And Dorian Williams has been the top target tonight. That hasn't been the case all season, but he's really stepped up today. And these are the kind of plays I've expected. Hurry up offense.
West, wide open man, and he's going to find him. That one, Riley Woods. Their first, and that was wide open, Riley Woods. Jake Bates had to try to go back and help on the coverage, but can't get there. An absolute dart thrown from RJ West as Princeton on the board the first time tonight.
And that's That's the Princeton offense that we've seen all season long. Great offense, or great passing game, and there, Riley Woods, one of the top receivers in the city. Flag on this extra point.
It's going to be on the defense, so it will be declined. But definitely, that was huge for Princeton. Drove down the field quickly. Still, just 7 minutes, just under 7 minutes left in the game. A lot of time left.
This game is certainly not over.
So if they're able to stop Comets, right away on this drive,
Take
they can
another
get
look
back
at
in
this
this.
pass. West, dart to Woods.
Wide open, Krukenberg.
Sean Krukenberg just plays a little too shallow right there. He's had a lot of interceptions this season, maybe got aggressive there, tried to jump the pass, and Riley Woods makes him pay. Touchdown Princeton. So that penalty accepted will be handed out on this kickoff. So now Comets not going to have great field position. Still 7 minutes left. If they have a 3-and-out, which we've seen today, Princeton might be able to go down the field, score a touchdown, and leave some time on the board.
Almost a new life kind of.
Definitely new energy in the Princeton stands and on the sideline.
Andre Parker trying to get his team, his confidence back up, because they are still in this game, just under 7 minutes left.
Yeah, now the Comets, they can't let this shake their confidence too much. Their defense has been playing really well today. The offense just had their best drive so far. They need to build off of that momentum, not dwell off of the touchdown you just gave up. There's still 6 minutes, 52 seconds. You need to get the job done. But it's going to be a tall task. This Princeton defense has been great.
And that penalty on the PAT could end up proving crucial. As Mason might be pushed back a little bit. J.C. Deaton playing very shallow now to return for Mason. Only got one returner, which is different to what they normally have. Normally Sean Krukenberg's back there, as well as they're going to send Braden Greer. That one. Great kick. Returned at the 1. Very risky. And J.C. Deaton going to be taken down at the 11-yard line. And didn't look very pretty, but a great kick.
Yeah, so J.C. Deaton, I guess he thought that ball was going to bounce backwards and picks it up at the 1-yard line. That looked like it might be a touchdown from our angle. What a kick. And right there, that's where running into the kicker penalty comes up crucial. A 10-yard penalty there, so the kickoff was at the 45-yard line instead.
Beautiful kick there from Will Oliver.
Comets got to go all the way down the field now, 6 minutes. They don't need to score, they just need to keep the ball in their hands.
Take as much time off this clock as possible. Tay Hibbett is the back end for Mason. 6:47 left in the game, man in motion as Brown hands it off to Hibbett. Hibbett looking for a hole on the left side. He's going to pick up about 3 yards.
And there's the way this Princeton defense has been playing so well. That's a good run right there from Hibbett, but only able to pick up 3 yards because they get in the backfield so quickly that he has to not only go forwards, but also maneuver his way around the blocks.
And you can see Hibbett is just gassed on the sideline. You also see our all-star photographer, Lily Haller, over there, taking some pictures. But yeah, this entire Mason team is absolutely gassed on the sideline.
Yeah, but the Princeton defense also gassed, so we'll see how this...
Second and 6. Brown in the shotgun. The stands are rumbling as Sailor's going to take that one, but he's stuffed right at the line. Comet fans are wanting a face mask, but they're not going to get one.
And now, third and 6. This play, absolutely critical for Princeton's defense. They still have 2 timeouts. A field goal ties it, a touchdown would win it. Comets need to get a first down right here. I'd expect some play action here.
I mean, this atmosphere is absolutely electric. This feels like the bleachers are going to break right underneath us. Brown in the shotgun, 3rd and 6. He's looking towards the right side. There is a flag on the play. It's going to be a false start on the Comets, and that is detrimental.
And all season long, or all game long, it's been Princeton with the penalties. And there, the Comets have a costing one of their own. 3rd and long now. That limits your playbook. Now you have to drop back and throw. But now the safety becomes a concern.
Cannot allow a sack here or a turnover. That is the worst case scenario. So 3rd and 11 now. Mason inside of the red zone. The opposite red zone. 4 receiver set. Brown in the shotgun. Drops back. Looking towards the middle of the field. He's going to find Chase Blevins for the first down. And that was absolutely huge. Very scary play. It almost looked like that ball was thrown a little bit behind. But Chase Blevins, he's having himself a nice second half.
Having a great game. And here, Princeton only blitzes 3. Larson Brown has plenty of time to throw, finds the open man, and Chase Blevins makes the biggest catch of his career. And thank you all for tuning in here, as now we're coming down to the wire at Princeton.
Under 4 minutes now. I mean, my heart is absolutely pounding. This has been an electric game.
This is the game of the year
One of
right
my
now.
favorite high school football games I've ever watched.
And it's crazy to think the lights went out. This game was in jeopardy earlier.
Brown hands that one off down the middle. It's going to be Sailors pushing forward. He's going to pick up 3 yards,
Sailors
2nd and
falls
7.
Forward right there. So a nice pickup, and the clock continues to run. About 4 minutes left in this game. 2 timeouts left for each side. The Comets, 1 more first down will put them in a really, really good spot. So these next 2 plays will be crucial for Princeton. Their defense has been playing aggressive, but the Comets right now just finding the open areas and attacking. This is the best their offense has looked all game.
Clock continues to wind down, under 4 minutes now. 2nd and 7. This one going to be a handoff to Sailors.
And
Bet
there,
immediately at the line.
and right there, that Princeton D-line makes a play. They bring a lot of guys in the box. Get a big stop, 3rd and 7. And now just over 3 minutes. So Princeton, that's more than enough time to go down the field and score, not just kick a field goal, but score a touchdown. If the Comets score here, now Princeton has to start using their timeouts. I feel like we've said this a lot today, but this really is the biggest play of the game. No hyperbole there.
Play clock winding down, 5 seconds. Brown takes it, hands it off to Sailors. Sailors pushing forward, is not going to be able to pick up the first down. And I think we're going to expect to see Andre Parker maybe call timeout here, try to get his team as much time as possible, and he will do so with 2:49 left in the game.
So now at the 33-yard line, Comets definitely have to punt. 4th and 4. Their defense has been playing well. You trust the defense, but Princeton's offense had their best drive yet. Last drive when they scored a touchdown, R.J. West found Riley Woods in the end zone. That passing game got going. The Vikings are the most confident they've felt all game long. You know, if any team in the GMC could go down the field in just over 2 minutes and score a touchdown to win the game, it's definitely the Princeton Vikings. But if any team's going to stop it, you might pick the Comets defense. So Sean Krukenberg needs a big stop, or needs a big punt here.
A lot of pressure on the senior. We talked about Colson Bunch, was player of the week for the Mason. He was actually co-player of the week with Sean Krukenberg. Krukenberg had 3 interceptions. .249 left on the clock. Sean Krukenberg's got to show off that leg of his now. And in fact, the Comets are going to go for it. Oh my goodness, this is risky.
So hopefully right here, they're just trying to force the Vikings offsides. We'll see if they actually do run a play. And I don't think they're going to.
Yeah.
And they don't.
I was going to say, my heart just about dropped when I saw Larson Brown on the field. Princeton fans, they're going crazy.
Yeah, the Comets were hoping that the atmosphere would get to Princeton. They'd get a little excited and jump. But cold as ice right there. They don't take the bait. And now Sean Krukenberg will go out there to punt it. And if we remember earlier in this game, a punt return was muffed. Comets got the ball back. That's definitely going to be in the head of Zion Mason. And now again, we'll take it back and look at these scoring plays. Colson Bunch had that 43-yard field goal. Larson Brown ran in for the touchdown. Comets got out to a 10-0 lead then just a few minutes ago. RJ West finds his favorite receiver, Riley Woods, for a touchdown. And now here we are, 2 minutes, 49 seconds left. Princeton down 3. Comets punting it.
Important to know that each team only has one timeout left. So Krugerberg back to punt. He's got to show off that leg of his. And he does. A lot of top spins on this one as this continues to roll. Houston's going to be pushed out of bounds at the 32-yard line. So Princeton trotting onto the field, led by their senior quarterback, RJ West. Just over 2.5 minutes left in this game. If Princeton can drive down the field and score, they can win this game.
Keep an eye on that man, Riley Woods, who just fielded that punt. He scored the touchdown. Second leading receiver in the GMC. He had over 100 yards last week, 3 touchdowns. He's the most explosive player on this offense. RJ West, this is the last week of regular season play. RJ West is trying to make his final case on why he should be GMC Player of the Year. This drive honestly could decide it right now. Tight race between him and Mitch Bolden of Dakota West.
You got to throw Talon Fisher in there too.
Talon Fisher, absolutely. The last few weeks kind of slowed down that hype train, but the 3 quarterbacks, all dual threats.
1st and 10 now from the 32. 4 receiver set. West looking down the field, trying to find his man, Dorian Williams, and that one knocked away. It was in his hands, but a last-second effort from J.C. Deaton and Sean Krugerberg. That was scary if you're a Comet fan.
Good ball there from West, but the Comet DBs stride for stride with Williams. We'll get a look at the replay here. West throws an accurate ball. Look at Williams. And J.C. Deaton with the pass breakup. Sean Krugerberg there to ensure it, but that's all. J.C. Deaton gets his hand in there, swats the ball away clean. No contact on the jersey. That's a textbook play right there from the cornerback.
2nd down now, 2.5 minutes left in the game. Trips on the left. West showing off his elusivity, and that one's going to be dropped. We'll see if they call an incomplete pass or a fumble. It's going to be incomplete. That's the right call.
Yeah, forward motion there on the pass, so it is an incompletion, but a lot of pressure there. Bryce Falk, one off the line of scrimmage, was blitzing from the West's blind side, and then Caden Davis looked like he was about to get some pressure from the interior, and there is that D-line. 3 seniors there, all been key contributors throughout their whole careers.
RJ West looking towards the sideline. 4 receiver set. This is a huge play. West looking towards the right side of the field. He's going to find his man, but it through his hands. Yeah. Jordan Houston.
Yeah, and overthrown there just a little bit from West. The ball got out a little. Not perfect timing there from West. It looked like it slipped out of his hand just a bit. There's getting to him a little bit of pressure.
Was wide open there, but yeah, again,
right
RJ
at the
West
first down
pressure.
marker.
Yeah.
And now 4th down. This could be the game.
Comets sitting back. RJ West looking down the field. That one overthrown. And the Mason Comets are going crazy on the sideline. A turnover on downs for Princeton. And unless chaos ensues, it looks like the Comets are going to be victorious.
1 timeout. That's the key thing to note here. So the Comets should be able to run the clock down pretty low as we're going to take another look at this. RJ West launches this ball downfield. I wouldn't say wide open right here.
A lot of room to run.
Sean Krugenberg, yeah, nearly got beat down the field.
Yeah, great cover. Krugenberg was right behind him, but if that ball was overthrown a little bit, he could have caught that in stride and taken that to the house.
That's one of those throws where you want to lead your receiver just a little bit. And what a game it's been. And now the Comets can't just kneel it, have to run the ball.
Have to get at least a 1st down here.
Yeah, if you want to totally ice the game, need a 1st down. Can't turn the ball over.
Brown hands it off to Sailors, but Sailors met immediately at the line of scrimmage. It's actually going to be a 1-yard loss. The clock continues to tick down. Finally, Andre Parker's going to call a timeout, losing about 4 seconds after the play.
Yeah, and so these play clocks are 40 seconds. So now 3 more plays. The Comets, not enough time to just run it out. 2 minutes, because with 3 plays left, if they used up all 40 seconds, it would be 2 minutes. So there's going to be a little bit of time left if they aren't able to pick up a first down. As we get one more look at that final play, RJ West looking downfield, and you were right at him. He might have had him. Williams might have had Krukenberg and Deaton beat.
Are you questioning me, Andrew? You know, thought my twin brother would know by now. You know, I'm always right. You know,
I don't know about that, but right there, I'll give you that. Last time out of the game, we got some dance moves from the Comet sideline, and that is Kaiser Wilhelm, the sophomore, and he's got a fun personality.
He does, and his brother AJ Wilhelm competing on the Mason golf team today in the state tournament.
And 91 Alex Orrick, so 2 sophomores, 2 JV guys, having some fun on the sidelines.
Trying to pump some energy.
They're definitely
into
excited.
the veins of their teammates, literally, you know, with the pump it dance move.
Yeah, I'd expect nothing less from Kaiser Wilhelm.
2nd and 11 now. 2:08 left on the clock. Sailors is the running back in the backfield. He's going to push forward, trying to get a few yards, but he's going to be stopped after a 1-yard gain. So Princeton out of timeouts now. That clock's going to continue to tick down.
So Adam, I mentioned there's going to be, you know, a little bit of time left between, you know, 15 and 30 seconds most likely, if the Comets can't convert. So Princeton might have another shot
for one big play,
and they're capable of it. RJ West has found Riley Woods for some 70-yard touchdowns so far this season. They're going to need him to potentially, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Comets still on offense.
3rd and 10. Clock continues to wind down. We're around a minute now. Nick Sailors tries to find some breathing room, but he's only going to pick up 5. And an unsportsmanlike conduct. I did see some hands being thrown. And based on the reactions from the Mason sideline, that's going to be on Princeton.
And if it is, that's the game. Comets are going to get a first down.
And it is on Princeton.
And I hate to say it, but that's a fitting way for this game to really end. Princeton, normally one of the more sound football teams in the area. They've been so dominant this year, but they've had, you know, we'll have to find out the final count, at least 16 penalties today.
Oh, yeah, definitely more.
Almost 200 yards. They've had more penalty yards than the Comets have had on offense.
We'll try to see here. Plays dead. And it must have happened outside of our plane of view. And I think it's going to happen right where Coach Kastner's standing, a little bit to the left of it.
The original line of scrimmage right there. He was out of the camera screen. We saw him go out. And you don't see that often there. They take a knee, and Larson Brown got tackled, so it shows the pressure that Princeton's been generating all game, and definitely some animosity between these two teams. Two terrific seasons. And discipline really was the deciding factor. The Comets played a clean bill of football. Princeton made too many mistakes. The Comets' defense was spectacular, and now they're going to take one more snap in the greatest formation in football, the victory formation. The Comets upset the Princeton Vikings. Nearly had some theatrics there, and that is our final.
And from Princeton High School, the upset, the Mason Comets take down the Princeton Vikings 10-7. And how about that, Andrew? You know, I shouldn't say that we weren't expecting a Comet win here, but in the fashion it happened, we were expecting a high-powered game. The electric Princeton offense was shut down by the Mason defense today. And that's going to be the final here from Princeton High School. I've been Adam Little, joined alongside my partner for tonight's broadcast, Andrew Little. And we're going to talk a little bit more about the playoffs now. Mason likely has a 4 seed now.
Yeah, likely jumping up to the 4 seed. We'll wait for some official confirmation tomorrow once all the games from tonight have played out. The top 3 seeds being Moeller, Lakota West, and Elder. So the Comets now in position to have 2 home football games in the playoffs, assuming they win next round. Princeton going to drop down somewhere between the 5 and 7 seeds. They still will have a home playoff game in week 1, but if they're able to move on past that one, they would be away. So critical, so major shakeout from this game. Comets finished second in the GMC behind Lakota West. Both these teams had terrific regular seasons, as that's going to wrap up the regular season. What a great year it's been for the Comet football. I've been Andrew Little here with Adam Little. Thank you for tuning in to ICRC-TV.